We're pouring money into models we can't explain, deploying tools we can't measure, and betting on agents our organizations aren't ready to handle. This isn't a dystopian prediction, it's the reality of enterprise AI adoption in 2025. According to groundbreaking research from iconic capital and leading consulting firms, 89% of executives rate GenAI adoption as critical priority. 74% of companies struggle to achieve tangible AI value. Only 26% have developed capabilities to move beyond proof of concept. Today, we're exposing the 7 paradoxes that reveal why the AI revolution is becoming an expensive illusion for most enterprises. First paradox, maturity versus measurement, the fake sophistication. Companies are declaring AI victory while being unable to prove it actually works. Picture this, your company just announced AI as a strategic cornerstone. The CEO boasts about productivity gains. The board approves another $1 million AI budget. But here's the shocking truth, nearly 50% of companies implementing Gen AI cannot measure their return on investment. Did you know that a recent study by the Boston Consulting Group, which surveyed 1,000 executives from 59 countries, found that just 26% of companies can actually create real value from AI? That's pretty surprising, right? That means 3 out of 4 organizations are essentially flying blind, spending millions without knowing if it's working. The paradox is staggering. Companies call AI their key strategic initiative, while simultaneously being unable to prove its effectiveness. If this continues, AI risks becoming the next buzzword phenomenon, impressive in presentations, meaningless in practice. Second paradox, intelligence without explanation. Smart but opaque. We're building AI systems that are powerful but completely mysterious, even to their creators. Everyone chooses AI models based on accuracy scores, but explainability, reliability, and the ability to detect model drift, these critical factors are afterthoughts. McKinsey's 2024 State of AI survey found that 40% of respondents identified explainability as a key risk in adopting generative AI, yet only 17% were actively working to mitigate this risk. In regulated industries like healthcare and finance, this isn't just problematic, it's reckless. Imagine a loan approval system that can't explain why it rejected an application, or a medical AI that can't justify its diagnostic recommendations. The consequences are real. The Compos algorithm used by U.S. courts to assess reoffending risk was found to have systematic bias against African American defendants, but no one could explain how it reached its decisions. The paradox. We want AI to be smarter, but we're not prepared to question it or verify its results. In a world demanding transparency, we're building increasingly opaque systems. Third paradox, cost control versus strategic lock-in. Expensive dependencies. Companies complain about AI costs while voluntarily creating the very dependencies they fear. API costs are the #1 headache for AI implementations. Yet companies continue building on platforms like OpenAI and AWS, creating deeper dependencies. It's like complaining about rent while signing a longer lease. Organizations simultaneously fear vendor lock-in while voluntarily entering deeper dependencies. Everyone talks about loving open source solutions, but few actually make the switch. Why? Because migration is complex, risky, and expensive, the very problems they're trying to avoid. The result, a vicious cycle where companies become increasingly dependent on expensive proprietary solutions, with switching costs that grow exponentially over time. Fourth paradox. Builders build, but buyers block. The innovation bottleneck. The technology works perfectly, but organizational barriers kill deployment. Iconic's research reveals a fascinating disconnect. The technology for building AI agents exists and works well. The real barriers aren't technical there. Gartner predicts 33% of enterprise applications will include Agentic AI by 2028. Up from less than 1% in 2024. But while pilot projects nearly doubled from 37% to 65% in a single quarter, full deployment remains stagnant at just 11%. The bottlenecks aren't in the code, they're in the boardroom. Pricing models that don't align with enterprise budgets, compliance risks that legal teams can't stomach, and procurement processes designed for traditional software. Even tech giants struggle with this paradox. Apple faced lawsuits over Siri's delayed AI features, while Amazon's Alexa Plus launched with far fewer capabilities than promised. Fifth paradox. Tool sprawl versus standardization. Drowning in options. The AI ecosystem is exploding with tools, but organizations are paralyzed by choice and complexity. The AI ecosystem is experiencing tool obesity. SDKs, vector databases, observability stacks, orchestration platforms, options are endless and multiplying daily. In 2024 alone, there was a staggering 400% increase in AI core vendors.